it.
All right. So what is going on is on the 26th, you are going to be required to take a COVID test to enter the United States. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, a COVID test is required for all entry into the United States starting January 26th. Yes. So it's just a matter of time, in my opinion, not to be taken seriously or to inform, but to entertain, that eventually they're going to cart you off somewhere. But right now, it's just you take a test.
Let's talk about the heated thing that I said this morning that got your blood boiling because you thought I was making small and little of the situation. I mentioned to you this morning that several weeks ago, I listened to Minute to Midnight. His name is Tony, great channel out of not Australia, New Zealand. Minute to Midnight, Tony's from New Zealand, and he and his wife had flown out of New Zealand, so they left the country, and they came back, and they had to go to the COVID camp, right?
All right.
And they said,
or I think it sounds better if you call it Camp COVID. That sounds better.
Camp COVID.
Camp COVID sounds like you're singing. You're going to sing songs and stuff.
It's French and fancy. Camp COVID. Anyway, Camp COVID. So they come back, and of course they got to be quarantined for 2 weeks, right? Quarantined, right? But no force you to take the test to come back at that time. But they were told they had Karani. Yes, Camp Karani. So bring the s'mores. But this is what they said about it, though. And they weren't making small of the situation. But at this time, Mike, don't get triggered.
I don't know what are you talking about?
Listen, at this time.
You're going to trigger me?
I might. So at this time, they said, and of course, this was weeks ago, that their stay in quarantine was pleasant because
any one of you lily-livered, bow-legged varmints care to slap leather with me? In case any of you get any ideas, you better know who you're dealing with. I'm the hootin'est, tootin'est, shootin'est, bobtail wildcat in the West. I'm the fastest gun north, south, east, and west of the Pecos.
You brought old 70 Sam out with that.
Hey, I know, but let me finish the sentence though. No more memes. Let me finish the sentence because we're going to address that. We're going to speak.
Oh,
okay. So they said on Tony's show, I'm telling you about what they said on A Minute to Midnight.
What they said, what they're doing.
Even though they could not leave, it was all hotel staff. So they were treated very nice. There was a pool. There was, good food. And they had to stay there for 2 weeks, right? So
right.
With the exception of the fact that they couldn't leave, it was overall a generally pleasant stay. But listen, these people here were also expecting a generally pleasant stay. They were told it was going to be a generally pleasant stay, right?
Yeah, they were.
These people were told
that they were going to be educated and given jobs. Yeah. That's what they told.
These people were told that they were going to have a pleasant stay, and they would just be for a little while, right?
Yep.
Okay.
This is true. This is very true.
That's the point I'm making is that, it might be a pleasant stay today when they make you go into quarantine. Okay. But then when they showed up at the trains with all their stuff. Look at these beautiful faces on these little babies right here. They showed up with all their stuff, and all their stuff got left there. They said, "Oh, you won't be needing that, right?
Don't need your stuff.
You won't be needing your stuff. Don't worry about that. We don't need our stuff. We'll have everything you need there." Just saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, that'll never happen in America.
And look, you got some smiley faces in that crowd of these people.
I know, lots of happy.
They don't know. They don't know.
Happy, smiley faces. Okay. And I'm not being glib and making small of what happened to those people.
I sure wouldn't do that.
Those who forget history are doomed to repeat it. Anyone ever heard that before? Okay. And by the way, America would never do that, right? Right? Never camps in America. They would never do that. I mean,
I don't think so. I don't think so.
No, they would never.
How would you even know any of this is real? How would you even know?
America would never have camps. They would never haul off people that they didn't like in America. That's America, folks.
Oh, Japanese people
do that. Yes, they would never do that to American citizens, folks. Never.
Those guys are from America.
Yes, they were born in America. Look, it's nice and comfy behind that barbed wire fence, right? That would never freaking happen. Look, they're even playing the Great American Pastime while they're in the prison. That'll never happen here, man.
Nope. No way.
Wake up. Wake up, people. For those who are not awake, hello. Just saying. Yeah.
You're still asleep. Wake up.
Tuskegee, right there. I can't show it. You see it, David Rife down there?
Where? What are we looking at?
You've never heard of Tuskegee, right? And listen.
The Tuskegee experiment, not the Tuskegee Airmen, the Tuskegee experiment.
Experiment, yeah. Who's never heard of that? Right? Let's show some images from that.
A lot of people haven't heard of it.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, a lot of people, like when you say Tuskegee, they think Tuskegee Airmen. They don't know about the experiment.
Okay. So they don't know about this. Hey, we're gonna test this stuff on you folks, you good, strong black folks, right? We're gonna test this on you and see what you'll be fine. No, we stuck syphilis in all of this. Okay. That'll never happen in America.
Horrible.
Right? Come on. And this is what I got neighbors and Miss Gladys, I love her. And it's a black family. And I said to her son, brother, have you ever believed that the leaders in this world care about the black man? Like really care about the black man? And he said, forgive my hell no, he said. I said, then why do you believe it now? Why are you believing that what they tell you, they care about you now? And he said, well, I didn't think about that. It's apparent. And I my heart aches because I watch these good people going along with the flow of the evil in this world. Not this. That was my scripture this morning, buddy. It was Hebrews 5.
Hey, look at this. I think Trisha is getting Google's taking her comments down or something.
Why?
I've heard of that happening to people. Like they comment stuff and it's not getting in.
Really? That's crazy.
That happens to people.
Well, I can't imagine that that Google would shut down stuff. And why would they do that? I thought we had free speech in America. What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm. Well, as long as it's not in contrary to people's beliefs, it's free.
Whose beliefs?
I don't know.
How about my beliefs?
You don't count, Dave.
I know I don't. 1, 2, 3. Look, this was the scripture I read this morning, and since my video got pulled, can I reread the scripture? They won't shut you down for that yet.
No, well, they shouldn't. It's a religious show.
So it's a religious show. Well, it doesn't matter. We have religious freedom in here. We can keep our churches open.
I really don't know.
This was this morning. About this, we have much to say, and it is hard to explain since you have become dull of hearing. For though by this time you ought to be teachers, you need someone to teach you again the basic principles of the oracles of God. You need milk, not solid food. For everyone who lives on milk is unskilled in the word of righteousness, since he is a child, but solid food is for the mature, for those who have their powers of discernment trained by what? By listening to a preacher man? No. Trained by constant practice. And this is what I tried to drive home this morning. Constant practice to distinguish good from evil. Right? He's not saying, I'm not saying don't listen to a preacher. You got to practice discernment. And the brother that came on this morning said, oh, well, that's just spiritual discernment. No, sir. That's all discernment of good and evil. Spiritual also, but all discernment of good and evil. And so it's and people are not practicing that. They're just not. It's breaking my heart. And the lead, why are they not practicing? Because they're waiting for that preacher man in front of them on Sunday morning to tell them what to think. Right?
Mm-hmm.
How do I know that? Because I cannot begin to tell you how many times I've gone and told people stuff, and their literal words to me are, did you ask preacher about that? Why in the heck would I need to ask another man what God has told me? Why would I need to do that? Oh, iron sharpens iron, surely. But I do not need to check with another man whether or not what God has told me is right.
No.
Okay. And so I'm preaching to the proverbial choir out there because I'm looking at the comments and